So you have, some people that's pretty bothered who are black people that's in the Republican Party. So they upset that the National Museum of African American History and Culture isn't doing enough to honor Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Ah, boy. Now, this is the thing. Why would they honor Clarence Thomas? We'll get to that. We'll get to that because I just had to pause there. Like, why would anybody honor Clarence Thomas? For what? What has he done for black people to be honored? And the sad thing is, he followed a black man that actually done something for black people, Thurgood Marshall. Now, the freshman congressman by the name of Representative Byron Donalds of Florida, he's challenging the museum to highlight Clarence Thomas in a more prominent way. He sent a letter to the museum leadership saying that the current exhibit honoring Clarence Thomas is one that falls short of his accomplishments. It say the museum is a national treasure for our nation's fabric. It said this is especially true for me as a black American and a Republican. He said black's history transcends political correctness and partisan, he said. And he said the mission of the museum is to highlight, not only the pitfalls, but also highlight the triumphs. But he feels that they're having an irresponsible bias. Now, also Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina signed on, Dr. Alveda King, which she's the niece of Martin Luther King. If you've seen Fox News, you've seen her on there. Representative Burgess Owens of Utah and the Heritage Foundation President Kay Coles James. Now, I remember when Clarence Thomas was confirmed to the Supreme Court. It was a big thing because they had a sister by the name of Anita Hill. And she was testifying at the time that Clarence Thomas had sexually harassed her. So that was a big thing during his confirmation. Jim Crow Joe was asking Clarence Thomas a lot of questions. Jim Crow Joe was being just as mean as he was back then as he is now. Now, Clarence Thomas, as you know, he's the second black person to serve on the Supreme Court, following Thurgood Marshall. Now, Thurgood Marshall, he was a brother that fought very hard for black people. He overturned separate but equal in a Brown versus the Board of Education, which desegregated the schools. Thurgood Marshall, he definitely has a legacy in the black community. But the question that I have is, what is the legacy of Clarence Thomas? What has Clarence Thomas done for black people? Well, we should say, yeah, Clarence Thomas, he needs to be up there. What has he done? He has not done anything that we could say, yes, Clarence Thomas did that. He needs to be honored. Clarence Thomas was a freaking turncoat. He's not for the community like that. And let's call it something else. Okay, usually the first something would be the honored one, right? So Thurgood Marshall was the first, black Supreme Court justice. But the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, they're not going to be honored like that because it's supposed to be normalized by then. Just like you got the situation, okay, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, first, president, first lady, okay, they would be up there. Whether you agree with Kamala or not, how she identified or not, but she's going to be in a museum, whether you like it or not. So Kamala is going to be the first black vice president, right? She's going to be put in there, whether you agree with that or not. She's going to be put in there, even though she's called herself Asian many times and Indian and all that. She's still going to be put there. So that's that, right? But if you have another president who is black, why would they go in a museum at that point? I mean, the history books, yes, but of the museum, I'm just pointing that part out. But Clarence Thomas don't get the respect because he chose not to have his legacy to be respected. See, when you live your life, when people think about you, they think about what you have done. What's your legacy? Who you helped? Who you've inspired? What has Clarence Thomas done to inspire anybody of anything? Nothing. He don't come talk to the black community. He don't do anything like that. His wife is a whole Karen, and she's just as silly. She was talking all that silliness about Trump and all that crowd too. So what is Clarence Thomas' legacy? Why people need to make sure he's represented better at the museum? He don't need to be in there, in my opinion. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you think Clarence Thomas should even be in the museum at all? Because like I said, what significant has he contributed to the black community?